She asked for feedback. She said, "What do you think?" She was the chief learning officer for a massive organization. You actually probably know the organization. And they had just invested tens of millions of dollars to build a world-class leadership development program, including all kinds of technologies and tools and facilities. It was impressive. It was impressive. And she took me on a tour and said, "What do you think?" She said, "Part of what we modeled is GE's leadership program." And since I had been through GE's program and then helped other companies, Ford Motor Company as one example, to implement some of that leadership program into their organization, she said, "What do you think?" And I hesitated. I hesitated because I had, as I toured this facility and as I listened to their process and their programming, I was absolutely impressed with what they had. But I had two thoughts. Really, maybe I could say two concerns. And I hesitated. I looked at her and I thought, does she really want to know? Elon Musk puts it this way. He said, "Seek negative feedback, especially from friends." You know, that phrase is worth repeating. Seek negative feedback, especially from friends. You know, that's like asking a close friend, "What do you think I could do better as a parent? You know, what habit do you think I need to change, or stop doing, or improve, or work on? What do you think of my eating habits, or fitness habits, or listening? Do you think I set the bar high enough or not high enough all the time?" Seek negative feedback, especially from friends. Well, this chief learning officer of a massive company, and you know, I'm talking to her about doing some work with her and her company, speaking for them and doing some workshops for them, for their leadership team. You know, so I could just say, "Wow, and this is great, this is amazing." I could just say all the good stuff. And like I said, I hesitated. I thought, well, does she really want to know where it could be better? So I told her some of my thoughts on what I thought was very good and very impressive and well put together. Gave her some thoughts. And then I said, there are two things that I would want to know if I were in your shoes. You know, two questions I think I might have if I were in your shoes, if it were my program. You know, but it's your program, and I don't know. Do you want to know? Do you want to know those two things? And she looked at me, and I think the signal was pretty clear. The signal was not really. Not really. But I have this problem. I have this problem. I had a mentor for many years, and incredible person. And he said, "Jonathan, there's a question we need to spend time with more often than we do. The question is, what does love demand of me in this moment?" Oh, what does love demand of me in this moment? In other words, if you truly care about this person, if you truly care about this person, if you truly care about the person's organization, if you truly care about the impact they're trying to have, if you truly care about the people they're trying to impact, what does love demand of you in that moment? And I thought, we've got to probably put some honesty in here. Share your two concerns. I had two concerns. My first concern was this, and I told her. I said I would have these two concerns. Number one, walking through the process of how someone gets into your leadership program, because it's a big organization. And it's an amazing amount of resources put into this leadership development process and program. I said, but I couldn't help but think two of the most impactful leaders of the last 100 years wouldn't get into your program. I said, Gandhi and Mother Teresa wouldn't get accepted. They wouldn't get to be a part of your program. I said, if I were in your seat, I'd be asking a question about that. And it goes with my second concern. And I said, my second concern is someone in this organization might think because of all of this that you've put together. And it's amazing. There are so many phenomenal pieces to it. It's sort of like going and visiting an MIT or a Carnegie Mellon and looking at their graduate, maybe MBA or leadership focus or executive track and saying, wow, look at all of this stuff. But I said, someone in your organization, and it may be a significant amount of people in your organization, most likely it will be, might think, if I don't get into the program, if I don't get the chance to take the program, if I don't choose to invest into that program, I can't become a better leader. I said they go together. My two concerns go together. Because Gandhi and Mother Teresa didn't go through your program. They didn't go through quote unquote world-class leadership development program, but they did, but it didn't look anything even remotely like what this company had put together. Now, I'm not saying if you are a CEO of a company or if you're owner of a company and you're building a leadership program, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying these are two concerns I would spend time thinking about. Would Mother Teresa and Gandhi get into my program? Maybe that scratches the surface of the idea of, do we recognize authentic leadership even when it doesn't look the way we might think it might look, even when it's not packaged the way we might think it should be packaged? Do we recognize that? But the second one, they go together. The second one is, will I give people the impression that the only way you can become a better leader is to go through this program? Because you and I, when we confront reality, I heard a great expression. Actually, a friend of mine said this to me the other day. He said, it's not fake it until you make it. It's not fake it until you make it. It's face it until you make it. Face the roadblock until you make it. Confront the thing that's getting in the way until you get through that thing, or knock down that thing, or build over that thing, or incorporate that thing into a solution. And do you want people in your organization to think the only way to become a great leader is to go through your program? I think the answer is probably no. The answer is probably no, because you and I, we both know that some of our greatest molding experiences, some of the moments that helped us become who we are, some of the people in our lives, some of the books, some of the experiences, some of the questions, and sometimes it's a movie. Sometimes it's a failure, right? That becomes one of the most game-changing events, experiences, paradigm-shifting moments. You can't plan for all of them, can you? And most of them aren't built into a program. So I looked at this chief learning officer and told her my two thoughts. And she was not happy at all. She was not happy, not even remotely happy. Elon Musk put it this way: seek negative feedback, especially from friends. And I had been, sitting down with her and walking through this facility with her and really thinking about absorbing what they were doing. And like I said, I was impressed, but I was concerned about those two things. Partly because I had seen it in some of the biggest and most successful leadership development organizations on the planet in history. I had seen that they had these programs that, Gandhi and Mother Teresa might not get into. And people in the company, and it could be 90%, actually it could be more than 90% of the people in the company, might look at that program and think, I can't get into that company because my work has me too busy. Or I can't get into that program, because my work has me too busy right now. Or I could apply, but I've been here for 15 years, and they're only taking people that are in their first year or first 7 years of their career, or only people that are in a certain track. So is there another way? Can I become a better leader without that program? It takes courage to seek feedback that you might not want to hear. It takes courage to give feedback that you might not be comfortable giving. to give feedback that it might not help you. That feedback, it didn't help me in doing more work with that organization. That chief learning officer wanted me to say, this is perfect, keep doing exactly what you're doing. I don't see any holes in it. But I saw those two challenges. And I had my mentor, my close, dear friend's advice. What would love demand of you in this moment? Playing around in my being, if you will. I want to invite you to join me in a Building Courage boot camp. We're kicking it off in a couple days. And if you're watching this video in the future at some point, sorry, maybe you missed it. Maybe we'll do it again. We do a whole series of who are you becoming, essentially, challenges to help you and I, because I'm in this with you. I try very hard. I pray that I never arrive. And of course, we all have moments where we think we've arrived. But I'm in this with you. I want to invite you to and challenge you and encourage you to join me in this Building Courage boot camp. It kicks off in a couple days. Hope to see you in there. Moments of courage have the ability to alter the course of not only our lives, but alter the world around us.